Matt Rappaport here, Tech Times. We're here to Indicate East with Henry Hoffman, one of the co-creators of Aboard the Looking Glass. Hey, Henry.
Hey there, how you doing?
Great. How are you? How's your Indicate East so far?
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Having a really good time.
Cool. Great accent. Where are you originally from?
So I'm from London. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And so you made Aboard the Looking Glass, and you actually won the game jam.
Yeah. So I came first place, which was awesome. Yeah, it was a crazy jam. So it was a 30-day long jam, and this was built in about 7 days. And yeah, the feedback's been really good. Won first place, which is brilliant. They've flown me out here, so having a really good time.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about the game.
So it's a first-person sci-fi puzzle game, and the premise is that you can use your hands to look into the different times. So you've got the past, you've got the present, and the future. So you walk through in the present, but you're occupying this black box which has recorded the past. So you bring up your left hand whilst you're wearing the Oculus Rift, and you can see the past through it, and you bring up your right hand, and you can see the future through it. So imagine that there's a switch that's broken in the present, but you know, because it's a switch, that at some point it was working. So you look back into the past through your left hand, and you can press it. And then that will open the door in the present, and you can go through. So it's this game where you're exploring the spaceship, and you've got to try and figure out what's going on. There's this ominous future, and this sort of sense of unknown, really.
And what inspired you to make this game, and what is it based on anything?
No, so I was playing around with these hand mechanics, and I was trying to work out something that works really well with the Oculus Rift and with hand tracking, a gameplay mechanic. I was laying in bed and I was looking at my hands, and then I decided to look through. I started sort of zoning out, and I looked through my hands.
I'm looking through your hands.
Yeah, can you see that? Through the that's the past through there.
Nice.
So yeah, I was looking through my hands, and I thought that can be turned into some sort of weird mechanic. And to contextualize it, it kind of needed to be a sci-fi game. And then what was really nice is sort of halfway through development, the idea that you've got this narrative sort of trails that you can see. So you've got like these really ominous things that are happening in the future. There's this nice bit where you come out and you can see space, and there's this planet. You look through into the future, and it's completely destroyed.
Wow. Can you tell us what you're working on next, or do you know?
Sure. So at the moment, this is difficult to sort of make financially viable because only so many people have an Oculus Rift and only so many people have a Leap Motion. And
Why?
That sort of crossover is pretty small at the moment. But then there's all sorts of exciting things happening, like console platform holders are moving into VR. Oculus obviously bought Nimble. So there's sort of all this exciting emergent technology, and I'm kind of hanging on to the idea in the hope that there's going to be a market for it at some point so that I can develop it further. But in terms of VR and entertainment, I think what's really important is for them to be able to develop cameras that can record in a way that sort of immersive movies becomes viable. I've seen them do it with like 360 camera things where it's stitched together and stuff, but it's not quite there yet. You've not got the depth. So when they solve that sort of technical challenge, I think that's going to be amazing.